Hey guys, welcome to your love reading, Spiritual Infusion 1111. Let's get right into this. What messages do you have with love and romance that the collective needs to know? Okay, first card out you have is Superhero. All right, so you have somebody here that is admiring you. They feel like the way that you stand up for what you believe, whether that's love, whether that's whatever it may be, you have the ability to bounce back from adversity. And they really, really love the fact that you have an unwavering dedication when it does come to you, because unlike you, other people that they've been around have had a very self-serving type of energy, almost a level of arrogance and dishonesty, where when it comes to you, they know that whatever you're saying and whatever you're doing, it's because it's the right thing. And this is somebody that could have made questionable choices, but now they're sitting here saying, listen, I don't want to act out of delusion anymore. I want to be happy. I want to be able to come forward. I want to be able to communicate. 3-5 could be significant, 5-3, or the number 8, right? But it's about having a level of communication regarding the obstacles that stood in the way of the two of you. And this person is viewing you almost like as a superhero because they have no idea how you've been able to get through what you've gotten through. And there's no delusion when it comes to you. There's no arrogance. There's no dishonesty. It's something about you in particular where you could have even gone through a significant tower moment, right? But I feel like when it comes to you, you are strong, you are resilient, right? You gave a completely different perspective as to why something occurred, right? For example, Kevin Gates the other day said, listen, even if I hit my leg or hit my head, there's a reason why God wanted me to do that. I always find the silver lining. I always find, what the positive is to that situation that is negative. And because of that, you've become a significant inspiration to other people, and you've transformed your challenges into accolades. And there's a lot of success that is coming in when it comes to you. 34 is here. You have 31 as well. Some of this upheaval that you've dealt with is because of somebody that was insecure. This is somebody that could have been a toxic influence to your person, where they were acting very careless and they had a very short-sighted perception or perspective when it did come to you. Now this person is looking at you as a turning point, as stability, as security, as somebody that has made positive changes in the face of adversity. You could be somebody where you've gone through a lot, and this person has watched you. This is somebody here who has been observing you from afar. And every time they thought you were going to crumble, every time that they thought that you were going to fail, it's like you did the opposite. You nurtured the negativity and made it positive, right? You took a different path here that was a significant turning point, and because of that, you're coming in as somebody being very innovative, even with the way you speak, even with the way that you're able to have outreach, whether at your job, with your children, with your friends, with your family, okay? This is somebody that is realizing that whatever negative thoughts that they had originally, that was just them acting carelessly. That was just them not understanding the significance of your connection and allowing other people to come in and try to destroy something before it started. Your person is also going through a major tower moment because they're seeing how dedicated you were to them. They're seeing and understanding how much you really love them. Maybe you had harsh words for one another. Maybe you blocked them, they blocked you, whatever. But the reality is there's a lot of love here. And even through this tower moment that was meant to create a level of chaos and destruction, the rebuild of your connection or your relationship is going to be nurtured. It's going to be appreciated. It's pinned with a level of success where your person is even in a place where whatever toxic influences that there was in the past, those are dissipating. That careless actions that they were taking, what you didn't know was because they were dealing with something and they didn't know what direction to go. So somebody here is wanting to come up with something to make a change. They've been watching you fight this upheaval. Okay, they've been watching you deal with criticism and crisis. And now they're sitting here watching you really stand out from the crowd. For some of you, you could be in a place right now where you're wanting to create a business, right? You're doing different things, you're exploring different techniques, even if you're somebody that just got into Pilates or yoga or working out. It's something here about you having something completely different to offer in any type of capacity. And believe it or not, but this tower moment has created the ability for others to sit back and really watch you and really see how far you've come and what you've done in this energy. It's very beautiful. Again, we have the 5 3s or the 3 5s coming here on the end. It seems like for some of you, you have some type of offer that is coming in, where in the past you had somebody here that was creating a lot of misalignment and also a lack of direction. So somebody here invested in the wrong person. That's essentially what I'm here to say, okay? And now you're in a place where you're standing out from the crowd. Now you're in a place where your person is even telling other people about you. You could be really into art or fashion or design. It's something about you where your person is now telling people about what you have to offer. But I'm also getting here that something needs to be addressed, right? There's something here before you and this person can blast off into, Never Never Land. There has to be some type of communication or something here that's coming in. Because there's a lot of people that are talking. You see these 8s, 888 could be significant. You have 7, you have 4, you could be a life past 7, you could be born on the 8th, okay? But I'm also getting here that whatever the gossip was that created the lack of direction and the negligent actions that have been taken, this is something that is changing. This is something where you don't realize the significant impact that you've had on somebody's life. And as above, so below. So there is somebody here who has taken action, who has caused, procrastination or unhealthy habits. But now this person is starting something new. They're being positive about what's created this dissidence. And now this is somebody where they're acknowledging that you're getting ready to have this beautiful life, where you're fulfilled and you're grateful and that good things are happening to those who wait, to those who remain consistent, to those who are grateful. You are going to receive what you deserve. This is no longer a moral dilemma where you are lacking a level of security. You're no longer clinging to the past. You're no longer sitting here talking about the negativity, talking down upon your connection or down upon your relationship. This isn't an entangled type of energy here. This is something coming in where you will be very balanced, you will be very comfortable, and you are going to get what you deserve here, okay? And part of that is because you and your person had to do a level of inner work, right? You had to become more self-aware here. You had to show your authentic self. And sometimes as spiritual people, we don't always want people close. I know me, I'm very private. I always say maybe it's because I'm Sicilian. I don't want people in my business. But I think it goes deeper than that. Because the more spiritual you become, the more you begin to elevate. And in this level of elevation, your perception of the world becomes grander because you're at a higher octane, you're at a higher vibration, a higher frequency where now you have the macro perspective. Okay, I had to go through this because I needed to move. Because where I was, it was a toxic environment. It wasn't healthy, and it created a lot of misalignment. And I was complacent, so I needed this tower moment to realign whatever it is. This is something your person could be going through right now because they had certain unhealthy habits that were not positive or productive for your connection. This is somebody that was procrastinating letting go of the past. They had certain emotional attachments that were creating these deep-seated fears that they were battling. These are these inner demons that they needed to extinguish. And believe it or not, you may have had some type of inner demons that you were struggling with. But this is somebody that's sitting here saying, I can sit here and I can continue to act careless. I can continue to wrestle with the shame and the guilt of the way that I treated the collective, or I can become more self-aware. I can come forward. I can confront them. I can be my authentic self and say, listen, the person that you knew in the past, I wasn't ready for somebody like you. I've never met anybody like you before. You were like a superhero. And I was so used to the anti-hero that I couldn't tell the difference between the two. But this is somebody that has had to cultivate a level of deep inner peace in order to heal their past traumas and their past wounds because they know that you deserve something beautiful. 113 could be significant, 3773. You could be a life path 1. This is about this person communicating something to you to fill in the gaps, to fill in the holes. You guys could have felt like you were being breadcrumbed by this individual. And all you needed them to do was explain whatever was going on so that you could come to your own conclusion. But communication between two people is necessary right now in order for it to create that level of divine alignment between two people. In order for things to change here, okay, these inner demons needed to be expunged. I'm also getting to with listening here. This is somebody that knows that you tried to express yourself to them and they ignored you. You could have tried to tell them, look, turn to the right, Carol Ann, look at the light, right? And this is somebody who was so focused on everything else that they turned a blind eye to it. They had tunnel vision when it came to you. You could have told them, I don't like when you do this. It bothers me. I don't understand it. And again, they ignored it. They disregarded it. They had their own tunnel vision. And ultimately, in neglecting you, they've neglected themselves. So this is somebody who is also getting feedback from other people, listening, okay? Really trying to heed the advice, and they are receiving advice from somebody because they want to reach out to you. They want to have a level of communication. Because now they understand what the issue really was when it came to the two of you. This could be through social media, okay? But they really do want to reach out, and they really do want to take the time to listen, or they're hoping that you're going to take the time to listen about the huge impact that you've made in their life, the way that you've infused some level of your love, of your intentions, of your spirituality, where it's really started this person off on a completely different leg. There's a lot of positivity that's coming in for you because that's what you deserve. Whoever is listening right now, you've gone through a lot. You could have been the black sheep of the family. And like that one pastor says, the black sheep, every time it gets up and keeps going, it eventually becomes the goat. And I apologize that I don't know what her name is. She's a beautiful blonde lady, okay? You become the goat. You deserve to be balanced. You deserve to be comfortable. You deserve to have somebody who authentically cares and is resilient towards whatever the negativity is. We all have inner demons that we're fighting, but it's how we fight these demons that change our perception or even our world. This is also somebody that knows that for some of you, if you're on social media, if you're starting a business, if you're doing something, you're getting ready to blow up. For some of you, you have somebody that's getting ready to reach out to you for an opportunity. And they've been waiting to say something to you. They've been waiting to come forward. They've been waiting. And again, part of it is because, they were stuck in a weird place. They had bad habits. They had certain inner demons that they've not yet confronted. They were ignoring it. And now this intrusive behavior has turned around because they've done this inner work. They're realizing that the best defense is a better offense, right? It's about them taking this action towards you. It's about them taking the initiative and being more assertive when it comes to you. Because this person doesn't want to grow without you, but they were very guarded and they were very rigid. They were always on the defensive. They always felt like, they had to be a certain way when it does come to you. 4994, 94 could be significant. So now they want to reach out. Somebody could be into boxing. Somebody could be into coffee here. You guys could do coffee. But there is some type of communication coming in where this person is getting ready to take the offense. And part of them taking offense was ignoring, was canceling out all of the other talk going on around them. 26, again, it's an 8. Because being with you created peace. That's that 2 and that 6. Partnership, but partnership is a choice. Who you come to the party with is ultimately who you leave with. And people get confused by that verbiage, but it's simple. You show up to the party with the devil. Now all of a sudden you're doing certain things that you normally would not do because of who you're around. Birds of a feather flock together. It is what it is. One bad apple ruins the bunch. But if you show up with the right person that is of God, that you do love, beautiful things come. So your person is in a place right now where they're taking the initiative. They're eliminating, the distractions. They're making more conscious choices here, and they're choosing what they give their attention to. They're not giving their attention to everything, They're not surrounding themselves by people who just say yes. They're surrounding themselves by good people. They're no longer ignoring what others are saying to them, They're filtering out those negative thoughts. I do deserve the sweet life. I do deserve the collective. Yeah, maybe we're different, right? Worldly, 38. Life path, 11. Maybe we are different, but judging them is having a limited vision. And this is somebody who is now intolerant of that. They're no longer listening to these narrow-minded people who wanted to have a toxic influence on them. They want to learn from you. And they hope that you can learn from them as well. This is somebody who really does want to open up, because it's something about you where you're high quality. It's something about you that when you offer your valuable insight, it helps them gain some type of diverse understanding of the world. And again, this misalignment, because there's somebody here that was very envious, okay? It was bitter, it was resentful. There could have been a level of pettiness when it comes to you and your person. But now it's like your person is really sitting here and they're listening to you. They're rereading messages, they're listening to voice notes, and they're seeing that you genuinely valued them. And that whatever words you stated to them, it was meaningful. It was impactful. You weren't being sarcastic. You weren't judging them. You weren't telling them, oh, I'm settling because of you. No. And this is somebody who is sitting here having conversations, and they're realizing how you are completely set apart from other people. Others have a very limited vision when it comes to love. A lot of people think if you love, that's the worst thing you can do because love changes. There's a fine line between love and hate. Spiritual infusion, 11:11. If you're watching this on somebody else, they're stealing content. Hi, how are you? But it's like this person is sitting here saying, like, I can't believe I didn't ignore what other people were saying. I can't believe I didn't tell other people to mind their business. I can't believe I was on the defense. I was so defensive that I resisted the change. I was so defensive that I kept people around me that were judgmental and had no idea about how amazing the collective is. Life path 5. You have no idea that somebody here really does feel like either they didn't deserve you, I also feel like too, this is somebody that wants increased intimacy, but this intimacy is paired with spirituality. It's about balance. It's about staying together. It's not about a false sense of security, but it's about the appreciation of the small things. And they're viewing you as this blessing, as this good fortune, as somebody that they really want to pay attention to. You could have encouraged somebody to go back to school. You could have encouraged somebody to invest in themselves. Whatever it is, you have somebody here who has learned a very valuable lesson on ignoring those while they're living in an energy that's beautiful. For some of you, this person loves you, but they allowed other people to get in the narrative. They allowed other people to change the context of the way that they ultimately felt about you. Instead of putting these headphones on and saying, you know what, I don't want to listen to you, okay? All you're doing is creating this upheaval for me when I already know I have the sweet life, okay? I've already done the work. I know that whatever I'm doing right now, it needs to change around. This is somebody that's having a complete lights on type of energy where they're having this significant awakening, okay? Where they're tapping. 44 could be significant. You could be seeing 444, and 4 is 8, okay? It's like when you both are stable, you're able to create a level of abundance that will supersede any type of finances. But there was somebody here that was being very deceptive. There was somebody here that was being misled and that was being unrealistic, okay? And it has to do with some type of narrow-minded individual that projected their insecurities upon your person. This new moon coming up is going to be very significant. This is somebody also that knows now, the more that they begin to study you, the more that they begin to understand you, it's about what their intentions are. Are their intentions pure? Are they negative? What is this person's intentions when it comes to you? Because they're also sitting here saying, listen, okay, I've done a lot of self-work. The light bulb is on. All right, I understand the outcome. I understand I had a moment of this significant awakening. But will the collective embrace my change? Will the collective allow me to come back in? This is somebody that cared a lot about the superficial narrative. They tried to be emotionally numb and just go through the motions. They thought that they could go through the motions with anybody. And we all have said that, right? How many times have we been in marriages or relationships where there was no love, but we went through the motions like we were supposed to? This is something your person was really good at. And that was a mistake. And that's why this person had to ask themselves, why am I emotionally stagnant? Why do I not feel completely fulfilled when it comes to my connection? Why am I more okay, to understand that I would rather be misled by somebody than to be prepared, than to understand? Because your person was in a sense of despair. When you cut them off, when they cut you off, when there was a sense of isolation, they knew it was right in front of them. They knew that it was you. But instead, they still turned to the illusions of other people, the illusions of bad ideas, toxic influences. And now your person, their eyes are wide open. They're alert. They understand, okay, the information that is coming in now, because now they're being intuitive. They're no longer listening to the illusions of other people around them or the projection of it. I always say that for me, I'm a mirror. You get what version of me that you give me. So if you get feisty Mike Tyson, it's because knuck if you buck. But if you get a version of me that is kind, that is gentle, that's because I am leading with light. But don't ever think you can't get the other version, because you can. This person is eyes wide open. Their actions cause the reaction with you. All of this excessive scrutiny by these salty, envious people, they were too preoccupied with what the risk was, because maybe you guys are different and maybe it didn't make sense to anybody else how this person who has been emotionally numb with everybody else is in love with you. It didn't make sense. So of course they were critical. Of course they wanted to critique you to be, you have to be perfect. And now this person is sitting here consciously being mindful, saying, you know what? I should have been open. Why was I sitting here scared to be in love? I should have asked the questions. Certain people were making commentary about you, and instead of them asking you, they self-sabotaged. They overcompensated. They avoided the situation because the risk outweighed the reward. It's easier to be defensive and protective than it is to wear your heart on your sleeve. And this is somebody who is now understanding that they should have sought the questions that they had answers for. They should have examined the motives of those around them. Why is it that this person keeps saying negative things when that doesn't match the narrative? Why would I even listen to somebody like that? What are they receiving by tearing down my relationship with the collective? What are they receiving? Oh, they're receiving the opportunity, the wasted venture. Oh, they're receiving my attention. Oh, they're receiving whatever, right? So instead of challenging these assumptions by other people, they allowed it to almost be this kiss to death, to damage, right? The association. And now you have somebody here who keeps thinking about you because they want to make it right. What do I need to do to show them I want to invest in our future? How am I able to communicate? For some of you, this person's wrote a song about you. How do I get people to understand the way that you are? How do I get your knowledge out there? This profound wisdom and knowledge that now makes sense to me because I can now visualize it internally. I now understand the direction that is going. I don't want to disconnect from this person. I don't want any part of that. And now they have this direction. 11, there's good morals. They see that you have a certain compass of your vision and your guidance. And everything is pointing to yes. So yeah, maybe this person is worried, right? Because why did they not think proactively? Why did they react and allow other people's opinions to come in the way? 33, 11, 33 could be a life path 11. You could be a life path 33. Heavy 5 energy, 555. Heavy 8 and 6. 6, 6, 6. Now you have somebody here that is very protective. And what are they protective of? Your mind. They're very protective right now of the interferences that you've had because of other people. This is somebody that's sitting here saying, listen, okay, I was led astray, and because I was led astray, I understand how that has directly interfered with you. Somebody wanted me wandering without purpose, wandering without clarity, wandering, right? To not want anything bigger, to be in a hostile environment, to create that, to be consumed by pressure. Somebody here wanted your person to feel lost and alone. And there could have been a level of unethical behavior and corruption that has occurred. And they feel guilty for that. This is somebody that feels very, very guilty here, that there was restrictions. And this person is sitting here saying, I was in love with them. Okay, I love them. I just keep thinking, okay, about how much I love the collective. That I had to be alert. I had to question things. I had to ask if somebody was doing magic on me. And now I see that there was illusions that kept my eyes closed shut. Because I love them. This is somebody here that loves you. They love you through thick and thin, through good, bad, or indifferent. This is somebody that they could have had a controlling partner that was very jealous of your success, that always tried to keep you hidden because they didn't want you to blow up with success. They didn't want you guys to have communication and success and innocence. But now everybody is talking, and everybody can see from afar the impact that you had on this person, because they see the bigger picture here. They see how clear your goals were, how clear your steps were. They see that you have this recognition that you were in tune here, while someone else was not. So your person is in a place where they're worried, because am I going to be able to seize the opportunity with the collective? Will I be able to win over, this person's attention? Will I be able to accurately convey why I stopped talking to them? Because I was scared. I was scared of this thriving environment. I was scared of the cultural diversity. I was scared of the connections that I was making because I wasn't used to that. I wasn't ready for that. This is somebody who literally has gone nowhere with a scarcity mindset. And they needed to stop something. They stopped some type of connection here, or they stopped some type of relationship with somebody. Somebody here was being fake, okay? Somebody here was a fake friend, fake fan base, okay? That's why they're over here like, look, okay, I love you. I want commitment. I want to try again. But again, right? There were insecure praise. There was fake recognition. This is somebody here who was not a supportive friend, okay? It wasn't a friend, it was a foe, okay? That's the reality here. They were insecure, so that's why they didn't want this person to come in and make you this offer. Because 5 is 1, and then you have 6. So them taking that action, them taking the obstacles, them taking the negativity and turning it into something positive. It's like this is somebody who is so passionate about a long-term commitment with you that you have impacted the way that they view loyalty, okay? They're done being controlled by somebody who is pressuring them. They're done with the emotional manipulation by people that are jealous of your success, okay? This empty symbolic gesture that people keep giving them, it's beneath them. They're done with this false hope of advancement. Somebody here sold them a dream while tearing yours down, because that's the only way they were able to win. And that's why your person is sitting here and they're in a deep reflective state about you, okay? They're in a deep reflective state about how they're now aware of the intimidation of other people, the lack of originality, okay? And the mirroring to manipulate in order to control this person's behavior. Now, we all have self-will, right? For some of you, you may still say, listen, my person did whatever. But the key here is to identify the behavior and to understand it. And it's for your person to grow. And your person to see that not everybody, not everything that glitters is gold. Sometimes you have fool's gold, and you may think that that's your lucky gold coin, but it's a Chuck E. Cheese, Dave & Buster's gold coin that don't get you anywhere, but a free game that's played. And when you play a stupid game, you win a stupid prize, and that's something that this person is reflecting on. Now, I also feel like with this individual, there was a lot of paralysis when it came to them having this enlightenment, because the moment that they became mindful of their actions, it made them go, oh my gosh. They dwelled on it. They obsessed over the details with taking you for granted. And remember, fake applause, high five was in reverse. They didn't have supportive friends. They didn't have people that were encouraging them to acknowledge and praise your connection of commitment for being in love. Because they sat there and said, but why don't I have that? Why am I not making money like them? Why am I not doing what they're doing? Why? Why is it not me? I deserve that. You have somebody here that is very selfish and very fixated on stopping your connection. All right, let's get into the extended. With that being said, if you haven't already, please make sure you like the video and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. So first thing out is I want to know who this fake friend is, okay? I want to know what the fake applause is. I want to know what this had to do with your connection. I also want to know, what is your person thinking about? What is it that they're thinking about so heavily right now, okay? I also want to know, what action are they going to take? Because they're coming here on the offense, so what action is being taken by this person? Because they're no longer in a place where they lack confidence. Because the reason they lack confidence is because they were not thinking clearly. They didn't have supportive people around them. I also want to know what's made the major impact in your person's life. Is it a person? Is it a place? Is it an image? Okay? I want to know what made this person start to change. What made them start to become more in tuned, right? What gave them the ability to have this aha moment? Now, by the way, all of this is going to be available in the extended. The extended is available on Vimeo. A link for that will be in the comments section below, as well as right here. So click here and it will take you straight on down to Funky Town. Vimeo is great. The extended is great because it gives you a deep dive into this person's psyche. Exactly what they're doing, okay? Day to day, the minute details. The details of your connection, the details of your relationship. The extendeds are fantastic, so definitely check it out. Okay, let's keep going. I want to know what caused this person to struggle. Okay, I want to know what the struggle was with this person when it came to you, right? Was it you're different? Was it your views? What was it exactly? Because I think that that's significant. I also want to dive deeper into this tower moment that you or your person had. I want to know what caused the tower for your person. And once that tower has come and hit, the thing about the tower is it destroys all of your ideologies and everything that you thought you knew that you don't know. I want to know what triggered this person to have a complete upheaval of their thinking, okay, of the way that they act and the way that they handle their bad habits. I want to understand what happened and what the outcome is of that. Okay? I also want to know, what have they gained insight on when it comes to you? Or what have they gained insight on in general? What is it about you? What is it about your connection that's changed this person? I also want to know here what this person is worried about, because they're stressed, but they're worried. So they could be worried that now, the fact that you've made a huge impact on them, will they be able to have the ability to make that impact on you, right? It could be a multitude of things. It also could be the fact that this person is now seeing things clearly. I'm going to put this here because I want to know, what are they understanding? What are they understanding from the collective? But you do have somebody here, this energy, that keeps watching you from afar, okay? And this energy was the reason that this person was on the defense and overanalyzed everything with you, where it was consistent, excessive scrutiny. So I want to know. I want to know a lot. So with that being said, this is your reading. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all of your love and support. It means the world to me. Okay, if you want to book a personal reading, you can check out my website, spiritualinfusion1111.com. All right, if you want to check out the extended, please feel free to click on the link in the comment section below. It will take you right on down to Funky Town, where you guys can grab and watch the extended. The extendeds are great. And honestly, that's one of the best ways you could support me, is by checking out the extended. So with that being said, I love you guys. Thank you for all of your love and support. It means the world to me. A lot is changing. You've been going with the flow, and now things are gonna start unfolding where it makes sense. And maybe you're in a place where you feel like something is different, change is coming, because change is coming. Until next time.